to why having no intro deck is the easiest way to raise capital quickly. Let's get into it directly. So first of all, just to make you aware of that, real investors will never invest into your materials or into your own intro deck or whatever you will provide to them for any data. They will never do that. They will invest into people, energy, skills, your own family members, who they are, your own wife, team members, business partners, mindset, hunger, connections in the space, and the brands. Okay? So if you have the right energy, you are positive, you have the right energy all the time, you're showing them that, all right, I'm here for the long term, I have the passion, I have the skills that I need actually to have it in order to succeed for the long term. If they can directly see that in you, that will be enough, okay? If they can see that in you, they will ask you about who is your wife, who is your family members, what's the environment that you're surrounding yourself with. Why? Because they want to see is an environment that you're surrounding yourself with is negative, so you will absolutely not continue on the same path. If it's positive, so you will absolutely get into what you're gonna get. So they just want to make sure that you will confirm that by your own connection, okay? Your wife, team members, business partners. At the same time, if you have a business partner who don't understand anything in the business, they will ask you why you have already choose this business partner, why X, why Y. If you give them something that will make sense to them, they will absolutely choose you. And your business partner should also have the same mindset, the same values, and same morals as you are sharing, and the same lifestyle as you are having. As I have already mentioned it, mindset, hunger. If you have the hunger, they can see that you have the hunger, you have the energy, you have the positive energy all the time that will never make you to lose the fire inside you. If they can just touch that, or they can only see that in you, that would be absolutely more than enough to invest into you, okay? But nowadays, most of the founders or most of the hedge fund managers, they don't have the hunger. They are only hungry for the short term, and they are absolutely not hungry for the long term. They are just hungry for today's deal and not for tomorrow's relationship. Because tomorrow's relationship is what will make you to increase as under management. Tomorrow's relationship is what will make you to rise up capital constantly. Make sure to understand that early in your own career, so you will absolutely have it easy, quickly, fast to rise up capital constantly. And what you have for connections in the space. If you have the right connection in the space, if you have a brand that presents you, they will directly invest into you. Okay, if you have the right connection, or if you have a brand that you have already built for your own company, for your own startup, for your own hedge fund. If you have that, that will absolutely be a positive signal to them to invest into you, because you're showing them, all right, you have already put the effort, the time, and you have already done X and Y to make sure that you will stand up in the market for the long term, and they will choose you over the others. Now get into the only one needed skill that you need to have it in order to raise up capital constantly. Not only to raise up capital only once or twice, but to raise up capital constantly, you need this skill. You can't run away from it. Most of you running away from it. That's why most of you are not raising capital constantly. I will tell you what is it. You need to master public speaking skill. You need to master it. Most of you who jumping on the call with me, they can speak. Or if you can speak, you can't communicate. And speaking and communicating quite different things to explain to you. Speaking is not the same thing as communicating. Communicating with engagement is not the same thing with only communicating, okay? You need to communicate with engagement skills, that's what you need to rise up capital constantly, because engagement is what will make you to build trust, and trust what will make you to build the credibility and to have the familiarity. And when you have that, you will absolutely rise capital, because now you are outside from the insecurity. So you understand something? I hope you do. If you don't, just reply. Now let's get into it. Public speaking skills, correct? That's what I told you. You need to master how to leverage the negative side of your own story to the positive near output. What does mean? If you have been done X and Y in your own hedge fund, but the others they have already done that, and that's it's pretty obvious in the financial industry. So you can just say, all right, we haven't done X and Y because we will expect to get Z and Y from the second part of our deal structure, from our trading strategy. At that time, okay, you need to leverage your negative side to positive side. How you can do that? I can do that for you, but what we are doing for our clients is we are doing that for them. We making sure to leverage all the negative sides to positive sides, because if you will not be upfront with your own negative sides with the investors, they will absolutely discover that by their own selves, and right there you have already lost the trust and the credibility, and you have already lost the investment commitment, and thus we are not letting our clients to lose. Okay, so that's why we are working on that upfront before the calls. We're making sure to work on the what they will say, how they will say it, and how they will present their own story for the best sites or for the best ways that will make sure to make them to be the only one in the industry, and make sure that they will make them in the industry that those are the ones that we can trust in them and we can invest into them. What we are also doing in our operation, Mina Gross, that's what we are doing. We're raising capital for hedge fund and for founders. What we are doing is we do speaking daily for 1 hour every day, and we're recording our own selves when we are speaking. Okay, not only we do that, but even our clients are also doing that. Okay, they need to do that because that's what will make them to stand out in the industry. When no one else of you, they are doing that, we doing that, others who working with us, they are also doing that, because we understand if you want to rise up capital constantly, and if you want to succeed in the industry, specifically in the financial industry, then you need to understand how you can be professional, international public speaker. So that's what we are doing. Okay, daily 1 hour, we're recording ourselves, we're speaking with our own self, or we're doing role plays with our team members. Okay, what we also do is we overcome all the visible objections, and we dive deep into understanding the investors' needs, why they are on the calls today, what they want to hear from you, and how you can serve them, and why they want to hear from you. Okay, what we offer for our clients is we're providing to our clients brief feedback on each investor before the call to ensure that we will have the best emotional connection during the call. So we will make sure to understand what each investor they're looking to get from the call. So we will absolutely have worthful calls, and we will have the best emotional connection, because if you can just have the best emotional connection with the investors during the calls, you will absolutely win the call. And how you will do that, I will tell you right away with the next step on how you can do that, which help us to win the connection further on. Now let's get into the second part, which is the third part, which is that's what you need to understand deeply. Work on your own communication and engagement skills. Learn how to show that you are not one of the other democracy founders. That is a huge point. If you can just correct that, you will absolutely do great. What the others they are doing when they are raising capital, we're doing the completely opposite. Right now, I have already started to do that with my own YouTube channel. You can see my YouTube channel without any thumbnails, without any description, nothing at all. Okay, what the others they are doing, we're doing the completely opposite. That's where you can rise up capital constantly. Okay, so we take a look on what the other founders they are doing to rise up capital. We're doing the completely opposite. It works extremely well because it makes us unique. What makes you unique? It makes you to build. It makes you to have trust. Okay, when you have trust, you can absolutely leverage the connection. Do you understand something? I hope you do. Okay, learn how to show that you are not one of the other democracy founders. You need to master that. Okay, that's true. Having conversations and chats, not by holding the frame at all on the calls. So while the others, they are holding the frame on the calls, they pausing on the calls with each sentence, just to hold the frame with the investor, and the investors, they don't want to do the deal at all because they are doing all of these unethical ways to win the deals to their own side. We are not doing all of that at all. We're making sure to have only conversation, chats. We are just chatting with the investor, okay? There is no real questions, but we making sure to lead the call. So we making sure to stay on the line of the call. We are not getting outside of the line. So as much as possible, we do the completely opposite of what others are doing on the call. We make sure to break all the standards, non-touches on the calls by being human, while others are becoming more robotic. While others, they are using AI, ChatGPT, whatever, robotics tools, we doing the completely opposite. We're doing the old ways. We're doing the 80s methods on the calls by leveraging the modern current methods to reach out to them. But with our communication with the investors, we're doing at the 80s. You understand? I hope you understand something. If you understand that, you will rise up capital constantly, because that's what the industry needs. That's what the industry is seeking. They're seeking to have new methods to reach out to investors that not are the same methods as we have already used before, or what you have already used before in the 80s or 70s, attending events, charity, all of that. New modern strategies to reach out to them internationally across different markets. And when you are communicating with them, you need to leverage the old methods as the old ways on how you can communicate with them without using any AI tools or any robotics tools that will make you to sound like you are just someone else. You are just another one of like, you are just similar to what they have already heard before. Do you understand? Because if you can do that, if you understand that deeply, it's not quite easy to do that. But if you can just understand that, you will absolutely do completely beautiful with fundraising. Okay? That's what it was, everything for today's video. Alright? If you have already seen any value in today's video, you can check out this channel. Okay? If you don't, it's up to you. If you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe. If you don't, it's up to you. If you want to have more help with capital raising, you can take a look on the description below what I have for you. If you don't, you can just watch other videos that I have already created for you. If you don't, it's up to you. Have a nice day.